Yes, guys. So without a vision, like I said, people really perish. The reason is simple, right? If you don't understand why you were created, there is a high chance that you're going to wander through life asking yourself, what should I do today? What should I do tomorrow? And all of this confusion is because you don't understand why you are here. Are you tracking? Are you tracking? So it is very important that every Cameroonian has a vision for their lives. I encourage you today to take a pen and a piece of paper and write something down that inspires you to want to live. Write a vision that moves you every morning that you wake up. Don't just be on social media. Don't understand your left from right. You read a comment and all of a sudden you're motivated by that comment, but rather have a vision that drives you, because there's going to be a time where you feel like giving up. There's going to be a time that you feel like quitting. There's going to be a time that you feel like, oh, maybe this is not for me. Regardless of what happens, what is going to drive you throughout your journey in life is a vision. Without a vision, people perish. Mark Twain once said, the two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. So that is the most important day in your life. The day you came into this world and the day you figure out why you came into this world. We have more than 7 billion people on earth. Have you asked yourself the question, why is it that very few people are successful? Because, hello?
You're not very well.
Yes. So the most important thing for you to do in life is to get to the place where you figure out why you are here. Are you tracking? So it is important that you ask yourself the question, why am I here? Why am I on earth? Are you tracking? Because this is what is going to change everything for you. Because when you discover why you are here, your entire life changes really fast. Everything begins to change for you when you figure out why you are on earth. Are you tracking? Now, Proverbs 29 verse 18 says, without a vision, people perish. So if you see people struggling around, you ask yourself the question, why is there frustration? Some people get up every day to talk about maybe the president, wake up every day to talk about politics. Why? Because people don't have a vision that drives them. A vision that can move the nation forward. A vision that inspires us to want to do something with our lives. This changes everything for you. I mean, honestly, this is what happened in America. People were fighting, but others rose up and started dreaming big, started businesses. Today, this nation is the envy of the world. What happened? People developed a vision that drove the entire nation forward to prove to the entire world that America was not a failed experiment. This is what happened in this nation. It was not politicians, it was businessmen. Businessmen drove the engine of this nation. And America is what it is today because of that vision. One thing I want to share with you as we proceed. I'm not in America today doing the things that I'm doing by chance. This has been a 16 years journey of inspiring people to want to do better with their lives. I read a book on my father's bookshelf at the age of 13 titled Think and Grow Rich. Because my father used to work for the American embassy, and so he will import books from China, import books from India and America. And so I came across this book one day in his bookshelf. My life changed from that day. And this is what I want us to understand. right? You might be in an environment, even with friends, siblings, and you're in the same school with them. And some people have designed for you how your life will end up. Some people can only see you within the box that they see life, not understanding that different experiences along your journey changes everything for you. And you don't just see yourself average. And this is how God start letting you know that there is something bigger for your life. And even as you're hearing this message right now, after this video, you might come up with a plan and a vision for your life. You start writing some things and start believing in yourself more than you've ever done before. And all of a sudden, people start asking, who the hell do you think you are? You say, no, I just heard a message that reminded me of who God created me to be. And it changed everything for me. One message, one encounter, one interaction can change everything for you. So after reading that book, I saw myself in this country. I saw myself in America while I was walking the streets of Bamenda. I've known my wife, who was my girlfriend back then, for more than 16 years now. So when we met, I shared with her my dream. I said, I see us in America. I see us doing this. I see us inspiring the world and changing the world. I told her this, and she's like, oh, come on. You dream too big. Just focus around here. Are you tracking? And what did friends tell her? People told her that, why are you dating a film director? How much are they even making? This is what they told her. Friends, look at us today. Are you tracking? I'm not making fun of anybody, but I just want to let you know that what God has put in your heart, the vision and the dream that God has put in your heart, He is going to provide resources. He's going to provide for you everything that you need on this journey. If that vision is not from God, you will struggle, you will get angry, and you get resentful. You will hate your life. You will hate the people around you. So it is important that even as you listen to me, ask yourself the question, God, why did you put me on earth? What did you put in my heart to make my life better and the lives of others better? Because the vision is normally not for you. The vision that God has given you is for others. And you are the last to eat when you have a vision. This is uncomfortable for some people. I said, you are the last to eat when you have a vision, because that vision was designed to feed others, to help others achieve their dreams, to provide services and products to others so that they can have a good life. That is what a vision is all about. And if you're not patient to feed others, then you have ambition and not vision. So it's important that you distinguish what vision is from ambition. When people tell you, oh, does it pay the bills? Am I making money out of it? They have ambition. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm letting you know there is a clear distinction between a vision and ambition. So Proverbs says, without a vision, people perish. They can be making money, yet they are not happy. They can have a big house, but yet they are not happy. That's why you will see some people have a big house, drive cars, have money in the bank, and you hear they go out there and commit suicide because they are not driven by vision. So everyone coming on board with us for this Cameroon dream must be motivated by the vision, must be motivated to want to see our country get better, must be willing to put in the work to see our country transform. You might say you want Cameroon to change. Really? Do you really want Cameroon to change? Right? Are you willing to put in the work to see Cameroon change? Cameroon will not change only on social media. Right? What starts online has to end offline for us to see transformation in our community. Are you tracking? So this is something you might want to write down. Without vision, you slowly lose direction. Without direction, there is no purpose. Without purpose, you lose passion. Without passion, you become passive. When you are passive, you lose progress. When there is no progress, you lose potential. Let me take that again. I said, without a vision, you slowly lose direction. When people don't have a vision as to where they see themselves in the future, that they can work diligently to achieve that vision, they lose direction. You see them wandering everywhere, right? Oh, I saw this, my friend, in America, and so I'm going through the Sahara Desert to get there. Why? Because if I get there, I'll make money. Oh, you're in school, you're not focused on what you need to do, maybe to build a career. Oh, I just want to get a nursing degree. Why? Because if I travel to America, I'll become a nurse. Are you tracking? Vision. You lose direction when you don't have a vision. When I came to the United States, everyone was saying, go do nursing, go do nursing. That is what everybody's doing. It paid the bills. I looked at it and I asked myself the question, why did I come here? This is a very important question for you to ask yourself, even if you're in Cameroon, wherever you find yourself in the world. I want you to ask yourself that question. Why are you here? Because without a vision, you lose direction. One day you want to be a musician. The next day you want to start a restaurant. The next day you want to become a pianist. The next day you're a producer. The next day you're a doctor. You're everywhere around the place. Why? Because you have no vision. So when you don't have vision, you lose direction. So without direction, what happens? There is no purpose. No purpose as to why you wander around the earth. And when you don't have that, you can be acting like a demon without knowing, because you don't have a purpose. Remember, Lucifer lose track. Why? Because he thought he was God. When you don't know your purpose, you will think that you're something else, whereas you're not. So where there is no purpose, you lose passion for living. You're not excited to get up and want to do something. Why? Because you don't have a purpose. So you lose passion for life. You sleep and you wake up tired every day. You started this business, now you're running to work. You thought it was all about the money. Now you're making the money, but you don't have passion for what you do. This is what a life without a vision will provide for you. Without passion, you become passive. You ask yourself the question, why are people not actively engaged in the idea of building their country? Why? Because people don't have passion for nation building. Why? Because the vision for the nation is not articulated in such a way that motivates the entire nation. And so you will see people not having passion. You see people with no purpose. You see people with no direction. And you ask yourself the question, oh, the government is a problem. Some people just say it and they don't even think. They don't even know what they are saying. We want laws to be changed. What does that really mean? What does it mean to be a citizen of a nation? What is your duty and responsibility as a citizen of a nation? Without this, people wander around, go with everything that people say. Their ideas are so generic. That is what you hear one person saying, you can hear from another person the same thing. So they are like copycats. People hear the trouble from one direction, transfer it to another direction. What is your purpose? You should be able to articulate the pain points in your nation based on your experience and what you think needs to be done to see that change happen. What you say, if I call the next person, will I hear them say exactly what you're saying or complaining about the government, the misery and frustration in your life? Will I hear the next person saying the same thing? If everyone is saying the same thing, there is a problem with that. Are you tracking? So when you lose passion, there is no progress. And when there is no progress, guess what? You lose potential. Have you gone around some people, you hear them, they talk really smart, they're intelligent, they're articulate, but you leave that environment feeling like you got nothing and you feel like you can't even do anything with them. Yeah, they are smart, but I don't know where we're going to go with this, right? Why? Because they have potential, but there is no progress. They have potential, but they sound passive. They have potential, but you can tell that they have no passion. They have potential, but you can see that they have no purpose. They have potential, but you can understand that these people don't have direction. You talk with them, they sound good, they write good, they speak good, but you can tell that this person doesn't have direction. We don't know where they are going, but yet they are smart. And why? Because they lack vision. So it is important that you have a vision that motivates you. And looking at our nation and the stage where we find ourselves, that is why the Cameroon dream is carefully crafted, a vision given by God to move this country forward, to move this entire nation forward in the next 20 years, to set a trajectory for the next generation, for the next 100, 200, 300 years, even after we are gone. Our children and our children's children are going to build on the Cameroon dream, are going to have hope on the Cameroon dream. The next governments are going to build on this dream, build on this vision for the nation. We, the people. Some people think a nation starts with a government. But I want to let you know today, since some of you probably grew up just under one president, so you don't even know what it means to be a citizen of a nation or how a nation comes about. A nation starts with people, not government. That is why they say we, the people. The government of the people, by the people and for the people. It starts with the people. So the people choose their representatives called government to lead them. That is why you go vote. So if you don't understand that as a people, you need a vision that drives your nation, and you choose a leader that is going to govern you based on the vision that we, the people, aspire to, that life could be better than the one we see now. We can see a better future tomorrow. We can see a better country. We can see a better economy. We can see better human beings coming out of this nation, because today, as I'm speaking to you, through this initiative, we will have Cameroonians on the Forbes 400 list. That is what I see. I see Cameroonians through this organization on the Forbes 400 list. This will be achieved in our lifetime. So, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. There is no other verse in the Bible that helps you with this. If you ask yourself the question, why is it that I have this dream and I don't have people around to work with me on this dream or on this vision, right? Because when we start, we've always had people, and we will always have people, because this vision is divine inspired. It is God given. Again, I repeat, if you are not passionate about your vision, then that is ambition. And if your vision is not God inspired, that is ambition. And you struggle a lot in life when you have ambition and not a vision. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 and 3 says, "The Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it." Did you hear that? Yeah. Many people look at me and they thought like, oh, where is this one going? Right? I don't have the story that everybody has. Yes, I grew up in a community where many people believed in me. My parents believed in me. My dad in particular believed in me so much. But many people I know grew up in a community where others don't believe in you. When you tell them about your dream, about your inspiration, they laugh at you. And I want to let you know, this is the community we are creating, where you can dream big. No matter how crazy your dream is, we will inspire you here to become something. Are you tracking? He says, write it. So if you've seen it and it's from God and you wrote it down, dare to dream about it. Dare to see it come to life. Are you tracking? He says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Because some people think that, oh, because I'm not seeing that vision happening right now, like I anticipated it, all of a sudden you quit, you jump on the next thing. No, he said the vision is for an appointed time. Are you tracking? Not every vision will materialize in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years, or in 5 years. Are you going to persevere? Are you going to persevere? Thomas Edison tried 1,000 patterns to produce the light bulb that you see today. Never gave up. And today we have lights everywhere. You try the first time you fail, you start blaming the government. You try the first time you fail, you start blaming the banks. You try the first time you fail, you start blaming your parents. You try the first time and you fail and you give up. No, look for something that you're passionate about, that is divine inspired, and stay grounded for 5-10 years. Throw your all into it, give your all into it. That is the new Cameroon we are building. We're not building a Cameroon full of wanderers, full of speculators, full of people that are not guided by knowledge and strategy and vision and passion and direction. This is the new Cameroon we are building. He says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. And then he goes on to say, though it tarry, that is, it will be delayed, it will be slow. The problem in my generation is that people want already made things. We want things that are made already. We don't want to be patient. He says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not delay. It will come. The Cameroon dream will surely be fulfilled in our lifetime. We will set the standard of what it means to be a Cameroonian. We will set the standard of what progress look like as a Cameroonian. We will set the standard of what that really encapsulates in this dispensation. And that is why God gives this kind of vision to people that are young, so that they can grow old in the process of achieving that vision, so that it can inspire and bless even the older generation. Are you tracking? So we are not going anywhere. If you think this is a fly-by-night, 20 years, check us out. We will still be here and going. Because why? God that provided this vision has given us strategy, passion, direction. Are you tracking? To keep going. Hallelujah. You'll be hearing a blend of a visionary and a clergy all in the same message, because they are intertwined, and I'll explain a little bit later. Okay. Now, it is not enough for you to write that vision down, make it plain, be patient. You got to be patient on the right vision, because you can be patient on the wrong vision. That is very important. So my question to you is, which room are you in? Because the room that you are in will determine how this 2025 will turn out for you, how this Cameroon dream will turn out for you. Which room are you in? Right? Are you in a room where you're just winging it? Are you in a room where, you are just hanging around friends because you guys hang around, maybe talk, drink, and have fun together? Which room are you in? Are you in a room that fuels your vision, a room of individuals, like-minded individuals that inspire you to want to do better, stand with you, pray for you? Those are the kind of individuals that you should hang around with. Somebody will say, I've known you for 20 years. So what? Every relationship comes to an end. They come to a point in life. There comes a point in life where you look at everything around you, say, I have to move forward. Why? Because God brought me on earth for a purpose. And you don't have to let those that you knew in the past hold you from achieving what God has put in your heart if those people are not on the same track with you. So the room that you're in does matter. And you don't have to overthink it. And you're like, I've known this friend for so long. So what? There are many others in the world, in your country, that will not become who God created them to be, because you are not standing up to be who God created you to be. There are many others in your family and around the world that will not become who God created them to be, because you are not standing up to be who God created you to be. So your success in life is predicated on your attitude. Number one, the people you meet on the way, and your ability to obey the voice of God through those people. It's not enough for you to have a vision. Your attitude does matter. The people you meet on the way and how you treat them does matter. Your ability to obey the voice of God does matter. I talked with a young man this week from our nation, Cameroon. Very smart young man. And he shared an incredible story with me, a story of his life. While he was getting ready to go to college, he was thinking of studying banking and finance. But he came across a career coach that asked him a series of questions. This banking and finance that you're going to school to study, is there a job market for this career? And he rambled around and he said, do you have a career coach in banking and finance? He said, no. He said, have you thought of getting into logistics? He said, I don't know what that is. This man said, there is a high demand for logistics. And he thought about it and decided to switch immediately. Went to college to study logistics. Before graduating from college, there was a job ready for him. You must have an open mind to succeed in life. Some people go around and say, this is what I have planned to do, no matter who comes my way, no matter what they say, I'm stuck on this. No, this young man was able to pivot. Today, he's very successful, leading a couple of people in his organization, more than 60 people in his organization, because he was able, not just having the desire to be successful, but to listen to a career coach that changed everything for him. Some of you listening to this video, you have to go back to college. You have to go back to school. Why? Because upon hearing what I'm sharing with you and where we are going with our nation, the 7 industries that are transforming the global economy, making the most millionaires that we have outlined, that I will go back to school and study a course in one of these subjects, or in any subject that you're passionate about, that there is a job market for, that solves a problem in your community. Some of you will have to go back to school. And he said he stayed home for 1 year thinking about that before going back to school. This is how we build a nation. This is how we build a country. This is how someone who is driven by vision steps back and reflect and make different decisions because of what they see their life unfolding, that they are willing to pivot. Today, he's a very successful young man. And I can tell he is going places because he listened to the people that he met on his way. A vision, again, that is not from God is ambition. I'm talking especially in our community. People are too distracted in our community. 1 minute you're on this platform, 1 minute you're doing something else. People have all sorts of companies combined in one. Be focused. Focus on one thing that you're good at. Become so good at that thing. That is how progress is made. All the greats that you can think of, when their name comes up, you hear of one thing that they were good at. One thing. Now, some people want to get an office. Some people want to register their company. I want to let you know I produced my first film without an office space. I produced my first film without registering a company. I produced my first film without even registering the scripts. When we were in the editing room, that is where I was told that we need to register the film, register the company before the film goes out. So I was already in post-production before we registered the company. If you are waiting to have all the documents ready, then you are not hungry and you don't have a vision. You don't have a vision that moves you to want to bring change. If you have a vision, you will not need to be ready with everything before you start. If you want to register the company, yes, go do the registration. But I want to let you know, if you look at the problems in your community and you have the burning desire in your heart to bring about change, you can step out there. We started as a podcast. We started analyzing the crisis in our country. That is where this all started. Why? Because throughout my entire life, I've always had the passion to see people get better. So when I looked at this problem and God was putting in my heart, even through prophets, through men of God, and through vision, God started showing me that I have a duty and a responsibility to this nation. I could not sleep. I could not rest. I was out there. Just like when you see a very dark man in Nigeria. He did not start by registering a company. He started addressing ills in his community. And from there, he is slowly moving into an NGO. We see all of these things, but you come around a vision that can move your nation forward. You want to be ready with everything before you start. No, if you see a problem in your community, how can you help? How can you help make that problem better? You don't need money to have a vision. You don't need a structure to have a vision. If the vision is from God, start that vision. Structure and everything will align in the process. Those are the individuals that I'm talking to. It's not for everybody. This message is not for everybody. If you're the kind of person that just want to wait for everything to be ready, some people say, I don't have money, that's why I'm not starting. Some people say, oh, I'm looking at the situation in the country, the government is not up to the way I should. No, if you cannot take action now and you're waiting for the right time, then it's not a vision that God gave you. Are you tracking? Again, don't say we want change in Cameroon if you don't mean it. I don't like small talk. I don't like people who come around and say, oh, I want the change. I'm feeling hurt. And then I say, okay, this is the work that we need to do. And they're like, oh, I don't have time. I'm busy with my work. If you don't want change in Cameroon, don't complain. I'm in the United States of America with all the responsibility that I have, and I'm still making time for this nation. If you don't want change in Cameroon, don't talk about Cameroon in a negative way when you're not willing to do anything to bring about that change. You are a Cameroonian. You are the one to choose whatever system will govern you in that country. And if you're not ready for that change, please, we don't have time for small talk. Talking about the government, we don't have time for that. They will show you what it takes to change a country, like the one you find yourself in. There is no template. Are you understanding? That you look at in the past to change Cameroon. I said there's no template that you can look at in the past to change Cameroon. If you think there is a template, then you don't understand that country. Okay? So some people have been asking, oh, you're a reverend, you're a politician, you're an economist. You talk on all of these subjects, and I want to let you know, every country or society is driven by social, economic, political, cultural, and technological factors. That is why you hear of socioeconomic factors. That is why you even hear of geopolitics. All of these factors affect the well-being of a nation. So as a citizen of a nation, it is important that you have an understanding about the social factors affecting your country. That, yeah, we go out and dance, we go out and drink, and we have all of this ambience. How is this affecting our nation? There are social factors affecting your nation. You need to educate yourself on the social factors affecting your nation. You need to educate yourself on the economic factors affecting your nation. Business and all that. You need to be aware of the political factors. This is just one aspect affecting your nation. You need to understand the cultural factors affecting your nation. For instance, if you call a friend and say, hey, I want you to sign a contract before we do business. And they're like, what do you mean? And they start feeling threatened. There's a culture that we have had that makes it difficult for someone to want to sign a contract with you and you feel like, oh no, this is something cool, let's go through it. There is a cultural factor. So there are cultural factors affecting the development of a nation. People sit today and think all the problems we have in Cameroon, they are political factors. That is the thinking. At least if you ask the average Cameroonian, they will tell you the 90% of the problems in our country are political factors. No, but they are social, they are economic, they are political, they are cultural, and they are technological factors. Because today we live in a technological dispensation. And so there are technological factors affecting the growth of our nation. There are some people with slow internet in some areas. There are some places with no internet in Cameroon. Right? Those are technological challenges. There are some people who don't have computers, don't have phone. They can't connect to the internet. And there's a lot of information and wisdom to derive when you connect to the internet. So these are factors affecting the transformation of our nation. I'm sure you're hearing this for the very first time. And so those who are thinking of maybe voting for 2025, hoping that this election will save them, I want to let you know that there are social factors affecting the growth of Cameroon. There are economic factors affecting the growth of Cameroon. There are political factors affecting the growth of Cameroon. There are cultural factors affecting the development of Cameroon. There are technological factors affecting the growth of our nation. And you have to have an understanding of all these areas when you stand up to say, oh, this is the problem. Are you tracking? Now, some people have designed how their hair will come. And I think as I'm talking about vision, because God will send people your way. You've never known them, right? You never wanted them. Some of them are your enemies or enemies of your parents. But I want to let you know, you don't tell God who he can use to bless you. Because in 2025, there is freedom coming your way. Freedom coming into your life. So you have to learn how to be free. And the way you learn how to be free is to have an open mind as to who God brings your way to bless you. Are you tracking? Again, you don't tell God who he's going to use to bless you. And you should understand that you were designed to walk with God. People can tell you, I don't believe in God. Whatever works for you, good luck. Keep going. But you were designed to walk with God because he is the essence of everything. He is the formless substance from which everything came from. If you don't find that, then you will always have a vision that is not stable. America, on their dollar, you see if they're in God we trust. The founding fathers of this nation, their foundation was rooted in God. And that is what I have learned. That the foundation was rooted in God. That is why they say one nation under God. America is the only nation with that phrase. On their currency, they say, in God we trust them. When you see this, you have to ask yourself, what are these people doing different? And you learn from them. Are you tracking? God has put the weight of this calling on you. Wherever you are, if you don't feel the urge to see this nation transform, God has not put that burden on you. I get on every day on this social media because in my heart, God has put the burden to see Cameroon get better. And those who hear my voice, cooperate with me, see things different, those are the individuals that God has put the burden in their hearts as well. Those who call and those who encourage and those who join us on this journey are those God has put the burden of the transformation of this nation in their hearts. Not just through talk, but through strategic thinking, strategic planning, strategic action that will bring long-lasting results. So Cameroon is in your hands. If you're listening to this message, it's not in the hands of President Paul Biya. It's not in the hands of the government. It is in your hands, Cameroonians. God has put the burden of the transformation of this nation in your hand. Are you tracking? So there are some things that you will look at from a distance. They look light, right? You look at it, it looks light. But when you pick it up, it's heavy, right? When you are looking at this vision from a distance, you think it's just a phrase, the Cameroon dream. You think it's just a phrase, great people make a great nation. You think it's just a phrase, nation builders. You think it's just a phrase, the Cameroon Sustainable Development Project. This were crafted carefully to carry us along this journey. They look light. They look like they are catchy phrase, but they were intentionally developed for this mission. Are you tracking? They look light from a distance, but when you come close, you realize how heavy it was, right? Yeah, there are some young men that have walked with me here. They wake up and they realize 4 a.m. I'm still up. And they're like, Rev, are you not going to bed? No, I'm up. Because I feel the pain of this nation. I share the pain of those who are struggling, those who have been shot in villages, those who have run away from their villages. We cannot just talk about the government on social media and this transformation comes. And I want to let you know, it takes hard work. When I'm reading the books, when I'm sweating, when I'm doing all that I need to do, and they ask me, what is going on, Rev? Are you not going to sleep? No, I'm up. You call me, I'm up. Because I feel the burden of this nation. And I believe that we are the ones that have been called to bring about this change. And God will give you that kind of passion to go through. If you don't have it, then God didn't give it to you. Are you tracking? What does this mean? As you write your vision for your life this 2025, and you are intentional about that transformation, you say, I will cut down on this alcohol. I will cut down on this cigarette. I will cut down on this drugs. I will cut down on womanizing. I will cut down on going out there to look for men. Whatever that is you're doing, you say, I'm willing to cut down on this because I want to achieve my dreams. There are some places I won't go anymore. There are some things I won't do anymore. Are you tracking? If you really want change, this is what you have to come to terms with. Right? Some people want to talk about the government. Can we talk about your drinking habit? Can we talk about your womanizing habit? Can we talk about the lies you tell all the time? Can we talk about the lies you tell even to yourself? Can we talk about the lies you tell to your friends? How about that? You make a program with people and you don't keep up with your commitment. You don't keep up with the time. Let's face that. And that is what we are fixing in this generation, because when I look at developed nations, I look at America, this is what the people do. If they say 7 a.m., they show up on time. How about that? Right? If they say they are faithful to their wives, they are faithful to their wives. How about that? These are little issues that we might undermine. Like I said, they are social, they are economic, they are political, they are cultural. There are technological problems affecting a nation. It's not just one problem. Everybody can hang on politics so they can escape the rest of these ills that I've just outlined. Are you tracking? Where are you going to stop going this 2025? Are you tracking? The next thing. I believe in my heart that we are going to see some homes put back together this year. We'll see some lives put back together this 2025. I see individuals starting businesses, people who didn't have jobs, having jobs this 2025. As we start unpacking this Cameroon dream, as we start putting structures together to help move our nation forward, I see opportunities from every corner. I see businesses coming out of homes. You don't need an office space. You can start something in your house and be able to bless the entire community. Most of you remember this. Your mom will fry granuts, put them in pepper, give you to go sell. Did she register that business? Did she have an office space? Where did you get all of this from? Right? Start something. From selling bananas, selling wood. You start in your mother's home. Some of you burning corn on the side of the road. Some of you burning fish on the side of the road. Some of you frying puff and beans on the side of the road. Have you registered that business? Start something to serve your community. Start something to make the lives of your people better. Stop sitting on your hands wanting to get everything right before you start. Some people have used tax as a catchphrase to not do something for their country. Some people that have never been taxed before, yet they complain about taxes in the country. Stop sitting on your hands. Wake up and do something for your life. If transformation means something to you, if nation building means something to you, this country will only change through you. You are the one that you have been waiting for. We have to get back to the fundamentals, and this is what I'm talking about. The fundamentals. Sometimes we study and this education clouds our mind from basic reasoning. Just looking at simple things and how to go about it, we complicate it because of the education we've acquired. Just fry the granite and go down there. There are people on the street hungry. They want to eat granite. They'll buy. And you just talk about the government every time anything comes up. Why are you not having a job, the government? Why are you not starting a business, the government? It's too much. Are you tracking? When your mom used to put wood on your head and say, go sell that wood, did she register that company? Do you know that's business? Yes. You were about to transact with somebody, go out there and exchange money for the wood that you're carrying. Did you have to register that business? Did you have an office location? Are you tracking? Now, I want to talk to us briefly about generic versus special revelation, because the reason why you come to a place like this is so that you can have perspective on the vision that you have, and then you understand that this vision will need clarity. And what I'm sharing with you here will help give you revelation. God will speak through you as I am sharing this message with you. You will start thinking in different ways on how to be creative with your dream, right? So generic information or generic revelation is the revelation that everybody knows, right? We know the rainy season, we know the dry season, we know winter, we know summer. All of these are generic information. Generic information on business, how to start a business, how to start an LLC, or how to start whatever that is, a non-governmental organization. There are generic informations out there. Like if you look at what we are coming up with the Cameroon dream and how strategic we are, this is special revelation. It's God showing you something to help make a nation better, right? That is not generic. The CSDP initiative and everything, you can just Google that up or you go check it on ChatGPT. You have to be strategic and it has to be revealed to you. So there are ways that you go about your business that will make you unique based on special revelation. Are you tracking? So when you have special revelation, you have to understand how to make use of maybe synthetic imagination or creative imagination. And these are clear distinctions, right? There's synthetic. You take old things and make them new. So when you have special revelation, you dive into imagination on what that revelation has provided for you, right? So there are ways you can go about achieving your dream. There are synthetic imagination. You see people picking up old music and trying to make it new. That is synthetic. You see people looking at old ideas and trying to make them better. That is synthetic. Now, creative imagination has to do with original thinking. Something that you can't find somewhere else, but God revealed that through someone so that they can be able to produce goods or services that enhance the lives of others. So I encourage us to pray, because we are starting with a fasting, 7 days fasting for this nation, beginning tomorrow, Monday. It's a 7 days fast. You can stay for up to maybe 6 p.m. or maybe 12 noon if you have never fasted before. It depends on you, without food. Try to deprive yourself from food so that you can be grounded in God, so that you can be close to God, so that your mind can be stretched, so that you can think in a way you've never thought before. Are you tracking? So one thing I want to let every Cameroonian understand: you can go through this much pain, this much hell, and not make something out of your life. I've gone through hell to not do something with my life. Seen my house burnt. I've gone through hell. Lived in just one bedroom. Lived with cockroaches. I've gone through hell. I've gone through so much not to make something out of my life. Whatever that pain is for you. Are you understanding? Whatever you have gone through in life, try to make sure that you do something with it. Are you tracking? That is how you bring about change. Turning your pain into gain. Do something with your life. Those who told you will never amount to something, take that and let it fuel you to want to do something with your life. Are you tracking? Yes, so I've gone through hell so much that I cannot afford but preach heaven. Preach a better life. Preach the future. Are you tracking? As we wrap up this session, vision is not for your own benefit. It is for others. If it's all about you, it's not vision. Again, it's ambition. Right? So, and some people will not accept you. But you have been put on this earth for a purpose. Some people might not accept me, but I've been put on this earth for a purpose. And don't chase people when they want to leave because of the vision that God has put in your heart. If people want to go, let them go. Don't beg people. God has set people on your tracks. If you waste all the energy that you would have been building, chasing people, at the end of the day, you lose the momentum. You lose the passion for going after what God has put in your heart. Are you tracking? Well, the reason why I talk about Cameroon is Cameroon. We are not Africa. We are in Africa, but we are not Africa. Cameroon is Cameroon, and this vision is for Cameroonians. It's that basic, right? The reason why we think so small is because the things we want to make is just for the people that look like us. When you think just about maybe Anglophone zone, it's too small. Stretch your thinking. God is able to give me this kind of vision because of where I see our nation. I see us leading in the continent, leading around the world, playing with international countries, playing with other big nations around the world. That is where I really see us. Are you tracking? So if you think so small and all you see is the little Anglophone zone, the little Cameroon, all you see is Africa, this is only how far you can go. God can only give you, right, the vision that is focused on your thinking. God can only be a vision that can fit in your thinking. That's why I'm stretching us to think internationally. Are you tracking? And people who are only fighting to own things, as I wrap up this session, visionaries, wealthy people, they control things, they don't own things. When you only think of owning something, I own my car, I own my house, I own my company. No, wealthy people control things, they don't own things. And that is where you have to find yourself, where you control stuff and not fighting to own stuff. That is where real transformation starts. Learning how to control. This is a whole class that I can take for 6 weeks just to teach you on how to have that mindset to control and not to own. Because when you own, you always be in trouble. People want to come around and take everything that you've worked for, right? So learn how to control stuff. And when you're in that mindset with the vision, see, Jesus Christ was moving. There was no specific location that you can say this is where he is and what he owns and all of that. For those who are thinking of starting a business, this is a model that we are moving and building. How about that? We are moving throughout the entire nation and we are building at the same time. That is the mindset. And guess what? A revival, transformation, salvation came through that strategy. Today we want to look for one place and just build a church and stay there every Sunday. Look at the way Jesus did things. It's different. And learn how to control things. President Paul Biya is in Yaoundé, but you see the entire nation is being controlled through his leadership. Right? There's no specific location that you say he owns in this part of the country that you can say, okay, this is where a President Paul Biya has control, and we can be able to stop that. No, he's controlling the entire nation. Learn to control and not own things. And this is the kind of mindset that we use for to build a nation. Are you tracking? So there are a few obstacles, and then I wrap up. So obstacle number one to your vision. Number one is doubt. Number two, fear. And number three, distraction. You have all of these obstacles. My question to you is, are you going to let doubt, fear, and distraction stop you from your dream? Stop you from the vision God has put in your heart? This journey we are on are for those who will not let doubt, fear, or distraction overwhelm them. So that is what I see for us this 2025. Again, our goal is to have 10,000 people that will go out there and change this country. We are looking for 100 leaders, 100 formidable leaders that are willing to go all in to see this nation better. Those are the individuals we want on board that will lead the team that can bridge the gap between the government and the private sector and create a nation that we all can be proud of. That Cameroon has a unified private sector, that if they are struggling with something and they make their plight known, the government is going to respond, and we work together with our government to bring about change in this country. Regardless of who is president, this mission continues. It's not a 4-year term project. It is a project of a unified private sector that works in collaboration with the government. And it's driven by a vision. It's driven by a plan. It's driven by a strategy, and that is what we aim to achieve. And whatever skill you have leadership skill. You feel like you can be a podcast host, a talk show host, or whatever that is. This is the opportunity for you to build your country. Are you tracking? So guys, I love you so much. I hope you got some value out of this video. Go ahead and share the video. I just had this in my heart this evening, and I thought I'd come out and just share with you, right? Put up these few slides and just share with you what I feel in my heart as we begin 2025. Remain blessed and have a wonderful rest of your day.